Have you ever heard someone say, show me the ropes? Or maybe I have to learn the ropes or something along these lines? Well, this is an idiom and it can be said many different ways, and it actually has a pretty interesting history. I mean, for me, I think it's an interesting history behind this idiom. But this idiom is something that is so common in American English, yet not a lot of people, especially ESL learners, know what it means. That's where I come in, right? I come in here and I teach you guys what it means, and I show you the ropes. So sit back, relax, let me show you the ropes, and let's learn this idiom together. Story time. The story I have for you all today is work. I know.
Gross! Disgusting
Nobody likes work. Bear with me here. Right now at work, honestly, my job is not that bad. First of all, I love teaching English, and I do teach English, but it's not my full-time job. I teach English to you guys here on YouTube. I also work with teacher Tiffany at the Speak English with Tiffany Academy, and that's both part-time. So here on YouTube, kind of part-time, and then with Tiffany part-time. But full-time, I'm an editor. As an editor, I had to learn many different things because I had always taught English. Like my whole life, I had taught English, and when I switched to being an editor, there was like 6 or 7 years ago now. When I switched to becoming an editor, I had to learn a lot. I had to learn different softwares. I had to learn technical writing and how to read and write different things. It's completely different from what I thought it was going to be because I'm more of like on the technical side. I work with tech manuals and stuff like that. So I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I first started working at the company that I work for now. I'm a quick learner, and yeah, I learned the ropes rather quickly, not so bad. Now, if you were to ask my trainer, it's so funny because you know how you always have that one coworker who you become best friends with? Well, this one coworker that I became best friends with, she was my trainer. She trained me on everything. She showed me the ropes when I first started working there 6 or 7 years ago. And now we're best friends. We call each other our 1+1 because you can't have one without the other, or it's buy one, get one free. BOGO. You get her? Look, it comes with me too, you know, because we are like we're best friends, but we're also coworkers as well. She taught me everything I know, and she really showed me the ropes, and I learned the ropes from her. So everything I know, I pretty much learned from her. Now, there was a few things here and there that I had to be trained on from other people, but for the most part, it was all her. So now, fast forward 6 or 7 years, and it's my time to train new people.
It is time.
Now, yes, she is also training people as well because she's like the OG trainer. So she's training 2 new people. I'm training them as well. We're like tag teaming, showing them the ropes, showing them how to get things done, how to do things. It takes me back to when I was learning. And she also remembers when I was new to this and when I was learning. And she is making jokes every now and then because she's like, Carly, you used to ask so many questions. It was insane. And she was saying how she never got any work done back when she was training me, which was like 2018. She was like, man, I could never do anything because every 2 seconds you were asking me a question. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like that's, you know, I like to be very thorough. So like, that's how I learned. Like I need to write everything down. Plus I still have my notebook. It's around here somewhere, but I wrote all the notes down and, you know, I was taking notes and asking questions. That's how I like to learn. It's my method of learning. I'm also a very visual person. So I want to like sit with someone and have them show me how to do something, literally show me the ropes rather than just tell me about them. I want you to show me, you know, I'm that kind of person. So she was kind of making fun of me the other day when we were talking. She was like, Carly, you used to ask so many questions and you were so annoying when you first started working here because I couldn't get any work done because I was just working with you the whole time. And she said this because now that I'm training, I was talking to my boss and my boss was just like, you know, asking like, hey, how's the training going? Because we have 2 new hires. She's like, she's like, how are you guys doing training the new hires? Of course, my BFF / coworker was like, oh yeah, it's going good. You know, it's going fine. And then my boss looks over at me. She's like, Carly, how about you? And I was like, well, and I said that like, because I'm like, am I supposed to be like getting any work done? Because I'm not gonna lie, I can't get that much work done because I'm constantly helping them. And she was like, well, they do have to learn a lot. So yeah, you have to kind of help them. And I'm like, no. The other day I spent 2.5 hours just teaching one thing because they had so many questions. One little tiny thing. And she was like, that does seem a bit excessive. And I was like, yeah, I know. And then my friend / coworker, she chimes in and she's like, Carley, you were the same way. When I had to show you the ropes, you were the same way. You literally asked so many questions that I couldn't get anything done. And I'm like, okay, fair. But now that the tables have turned, that's another expression that we say. Now that the tables have turned, and I'm the one that is training the new hires, I find it rather inconvenient. A little bit annoying. I don't want to be mean, but I was like, it's inconvenient. Now, granted, if we were slow right now, it wouldn't be inconvenient. If we were slow right now, it wouldn't be inconvenient at all because, as you know, I love to talk and I don't mind explaining. I'm really good. I feel like I am really good at teaching. I know, crazy, right? Mind blown. It's my calling or something, but I know how to explain things very well. I'm like, I'm pretty good at this. However, it does take time because in order to be thorough for me, I have to give you the long version so that you'll never have to ask another question about this ever again. That's the version I'm going to give you. So I'm not just going to be like, hey, yeah, do this, click this, do that, boom, done. I'm going to take you through every little step and every possibility so that you'll always remember what I'm talking about. So you'll never have to ask another question about this again. So there's pros and cons to me teaching because I like to be very thorough. Back to when my boss was asking the status report.
Status report, Mr. Squarepants!
On the new hires. So I was just telling her how, I'm not really getting much of my own work done because I'm teaching them everything. And she was like, well, just try to keep it at least 50-50, but try to get your work done as well. So I was like, okay, I'll try my best. And like I was saying before, I think I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. If we were slow, I wouldn't really be too concerned because I can talk and I can explain things thoroughly. However, we are extremely busy right now at work. And we had 2 people just move, not really move, but switch companies or departments. And we had to get these new 2 people. So we are down 2 people. And even before we were down these 2 people, we were already down 2 people from last year who switched companies. So that means our group it was at one time like this, then it was like this, and now it's like this. Literally it's just 3 people now. And so, we have the new hires, of course. So we'll be back to 5 people, but they're not trained yet. So they can't do half of the work that we have to do. Extremely busy right now at work. I literally it's a Sunday right now. I'm recording this on a Sunday and I just worked all day and I got off work to record this. I'm working a lot of overtime because it's really busy. Anyways, it's okay. I'm okay. I will survive. I was showing these people the ropes and I was thinking you guys, you have to learn everything so quickly, but it's definitely something that it takes time to learn. So it's it sounds counterintuitive, but I need you to hurry up and learn this, but also don't learn it too quick because you're going to mess up and you need trial and error. You have to just learn as you go for most of this stuff too. It was funny that I was complaining, I guess a little bit ironic maybe, that I was complaining about these people, the new hires, asking questions. You know what? Complaining sounds very harsh. I wasn't complaining. I was simply giving the status report to my boss and I was saying how it's a little bit inconvenient to stop what I'm doing every 5 seconds and answer questions. However, I do so willingly and gladly with a smile on my face because I know I was in their shoes once before. That's another thing that we say, in their shoes or in the boat. I was in the same boat. So I was in the same boat as them before, maybe 6 or 7 years ago when I was training. So I know it's hard. I literally remember having a headache for 6 weeks straight. There was not 1 second that I did not have a headache because I was just constantly learning new things and my head felt like it was going to explode. So I've been in their shoes. I've been in that boat. It's hard. It's difficult. So I totally understand. But they kind of have to hurry up and learn these ropes because we have a lot of stuff we have to do this year and we can't be down 2 people. Learn the ropes. I'm pretty sure you guys know what it means by now. It's kind of self-explanatory, but this idiom just means to learn the basic or fundamental fundamental aspects of a task or activity. To learn the basic or fundamental aspects of a task or activity. You learn the ropes. Now, I did say you can use this idiom in different ways. Some people can say you learn the ropes. Some people ask a question saying, hey, show me the ropes. Or some people say, hey, I had to teach the ropes. You know, there's different ways you can say it, but the ropes, something, the ropes is usually how you would hear this idiom. All right. The history behind this idiom is actually very interesting for me because I love cool historical things.
History with Carley.
Just before, back in the olden days, right? Before ships were powered by steam or fossil fuels, almost all ships had sails. They were sailboats, right? Sailboats or sail ships. The new recruits, so the new people that were boarding the ship, the new people on the crew, had to learn how to tie knots and manipulate the ropes that moved the sails on the ships to capture wind most effectively. This series of lessons was termed learning the ropes. So just to sum up the history, all right? You're a new recruit. You get hired to work on this ship. You get on the ship. You don't know anything because you've never been on a ship a day in your life. And all of a sudden, you're working on a ship. You have to learn how to do everything. You have to learn how to tie the note. You have to learn how to tie the knots. You have to learn how to fix the ropes in a certain position so that the wind can catch the sails and take you where you need to go. You have to learn a bunch of different things. So they called this learning process learning the ropes because most of it dealt with ropes, right? You were literally tying ropes and moving ropes around. So you were learning the ropes. And that idiom just originated from there. And we started using it for pretty much everything that we had to learn. I do, however, have 3 example sentences for you all. So example number 1, as a new intern, I spent my first week learning the ropes of the company's administrative procedures. All right. So as a new intern, I spent my first week learning the ropes of the company's administrative procedures. Example number 2, it took me a while to learn the ropes of cooking, but now I can confidently prepare a variety of dishes. It took me a while to learn the ropes of cooking, but now I can confidently prepare a variety of dishes. And example number 3, joining a new sports team can be intimidating, but with time, you'll learn the ropes and become an integral part of the group. All right. So joining a new sports team can be intimidating, but with time, you'll learn the ropes and become an integral part of the group. Learn the ropes. Now, I did say you can also use show the ropes or, let me show you the ropes or teach me the ropes, things along that nature as well. So anything along those lines about learning the ropes, you'll hear it many different ways. So I hope you guys have a better understanding of this idiom, learn the ropes or show me the ropes. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you all in the next video.